night is when you're going to be expected to carry the scoring load. When did you know tonight that this was going to be one of those type of nights?
I had no idea. In the Minnesota game, I think I made my first shot and barely made another one after that. Tonight, I made my first three, bricked the next three, right? So you just never know. You never know at all. You just try to go out there and be aggressive, and I think that's the biggest thing that the coaching staff was telling us that they wanted to see from tonight as opposed to the other night.
Are you aware, Harrison, that tonight marks your Spurs high? 31 is the most you've scored since you've been here.
Man, it's nice.
When you see Jeremy, scrapping on that floor, fighting for the ball and getting a little tangled up with Edie in that first half, what does that do for the team? When you see him getting that active, does that kind of give you all that charge y'all need to carry over into the game?
Absolutely. I think that anytime, you see guys putting their body on the line, I mean, Jeremy hitting the deck, Keldon hitting the deck, Luke, I don't know how many times Luke tonight was hit in the face or was on the ground for something, you know what I mean? Like, that's the commitment that guys are making towards winning, you know what I mean? So I think, it's obviously easy to see the highlight plays and the offensive side of things, the prettier side, but the gritty part of the plays that like Jeremy made in that example, that's what carries our team.
Big picture-wise, Harrison, I think you guys are 6-2 since Victor went down. And I know every team deals with injuries, but what do you think has been the key to kind of weathering that?
Honestly, just everyone being ready. I mean, I think we've seen in different games, whether it's Kelly Olynyk stepping up, whether it's David Jones-Garcia stepping up, whether it's Julian, Devin, Keldon, whoever it is, Carter coming in tonight, Dylan playing well, Jeremy, whoever it is, just feeling that need. Obviously, we can't replace what Vic brings to the game, on both sides of the floor. But I think just winning in different lineups, I think, gives a different confidence to a group that what we're doing as a collective is the right path.
Mitch talked before the game about from the start of camp up till now that there have, with all the injuries, absences, and stuff like this, lost or roster and lineup flux, that it's sort of empowered people along the way to figure out things on the offensive end. Is that kind of what's allowed y'all to keep this thing humming, like even without Vic and Steph in there?
Absolutely. I think we came into the summer talking about depth. We came into the training camp talking about depth, and you don't really see that when everyone's healthy just because of rotation and minutes and how things go. But I think as the season has gone on, I think everyone now has a very clear idea of what those cliche things are, make sure you're ready, stay ready, make sure that, we have a lot of depth, different guys are going to step up and win games. And I think throughout this season, I don't know how many different lineups that we've had out in games or finishing games, starting games, whatever it may be, but I think everyone has had an opportunity to come in and impact winning. And I think that's going to continue to be a driving force for us for the rest of the season.
Harrison, along the lines of the collective, I know guys will look at different things they can do when you guys are shorthanded to kind of raise the level of the team. For you specifically, is scoring one of those things for you that you look to do more of when you guys are shorthanded?
No, I think the biggest thing that I try to do is just move without the basketball. I think there's enough, people who can score. I think you look at the Denver game, right? I mean, the way Devin had an unbelievable fourth quarter, Julian playing lights out, even though we lost, I think the things that you can take from the Minnesota game, the way Keldon played, there's always somebody who can score the basketball, right? I think my job is mostly to try to go in there and make good decisions, try to move without the basketball, try to just keep the continuity going because, like I said, have different lineups than what we are used to doing or different play calls that we're used to doing and try to figure it out on the fly.
Thanks, Harrison.
Thanks, Harrison.